Here I am testing my mic. Is that good or bad? I need to know more about these Slavic creatures with long titties. What do they use them, or is it just a feature? Still testing everything. And I still haven't updated Windows yet, so this will be fun when I have to do this again in like a couple weeks. So yesterday, okay, that's much better. Yesterday, I ended up having to update a lot of drivers for various different things. One of them being my motherboard, the other one being like my camera and the thing that controls my audio. Uh, all that to say is that a lot of my profiles were wiped, and so I'm having to like fix the settings. So if there's anything that is missing or not working, um, speak up. I won't be upset. I'm trying to find it all again. Cool, cool, cool. Hope everybody's doing well. We're gonna make some we're gonna make some flower bouquets, but they're gonna look like this. And maybe without paper clips. I haven't decided yet. Slot pot means saggy long breasts, a female creature from Danish folklore. She's depicted as haunting, supernatural, being extremely long breasts that hang down to her knees. They can be thrown over her shoulders, run freely, or to allow a child, even when carried on her back, to nurse. Legend said she could live underwater, breastfeeding fish children. Oh wow, breastfeeding fish children. Bantu Taket, breast ghosts, female ghosts from Malaysian Balinese folklore. Enormously saggy breasts, which uses weapons to suffocate or trap victims. Hell yeah. Good and evil. It's balance, right? Ah, tit for tat. Very nice. Well done. Well done. The North Russian Lobasta. Okay. Evil old hag with enormous growth, very large breasts, who grabs passerbys and tickles them to death with her nipples. It's so specific. Wild. I'm sure lots of people want to go out like that. Amazing. People are so clever. Well, for the folklore and for that pun, that amazing pun. All right, let's get to doing the thing. It'd be super fun to like draw one of those, but they're definitely not in terms of service. Okay, so just for reference, here's what we're doing. Hope everybody can hear me. If you ever have a problem, let me know. Things are a little out of whack. Let's fucking go. Where are my. Aha. We're gonna want like. I want personally like fall colors. So this paper is like stark white. So like I wonder if I could dribble some coffee on it later. Still keep thinking about tickling people with nipples. Like they'd have to be incredibly pronounced nipples. Hi Granny. How are you? How was your weekend? I didn't see anybody yesterday. I was too busy being miserable in my own self pity. I think a lot of these creatures seem to fixate on the fear of nursing. Oh, sure. I'm sure that like parents had to justify why they did or did not want to do something for ages of time. Oh, Granny, it's just the weather. Like, it's been cold and rainy here. I pulled up my space heater last night and, like, it's not unexpected, you know. Normally, we get our first snow by Halloween, and that's in 2 weeks. And I'm just not ready to be cold. That's it. I'm just not ready to be cold. What are you gonna do? You don't like heat? I know, I know. Lots of people are more winter fans than anything. I know I'm the minority here, but that's okay. It takes all kinds. I just wish we felt some of the warming up that climate change was doing. But also, I take that back because I watched a story last night of the indigenous tribe that got wiped out by the typhoon up there earlier. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was recent. Either way, they're talking about how in Alaska, because the permafrost hasn't been coming back like it's supposed to every year, there are other tribes that are in danger of like literally living on top of quicksand, essentially, but it's mud, right? Because the permafrost is frozen. So this woman was like measuring her house sink into the mud. Like she said, 2 or 3 inches every year. So she said like one floor of her house from the last like decade is under the ground now. She had to like build up. So then they shot B reel over the resort, and like houses were lopsided because they were half in the mud. It was nuts. That is the kind of warming up that climate change is actually doing. And I joke, but I don't want shit like that to happen. Where did I put the green? Hydrate. I'm gonna need some more coffee. But yeah, so this Alaskan reservation of Native Americans is sinking in the ground because permafrost in that area doesn't exist anymore. Why are box fans so expensive? Because they're accessible. What do you need a box fan for? My mom used to have this metal thing that she would put in the window. It was like a house exhaust. It was weird. I don't even know if they make those anymore. But you're just talking about the plastic ones, right? Also, did you have like one that hung out the window? Because they make ones that sit nicely inside. I mean, they're not cheap, but you're the owner. Okay. Bruh, don't you hate that? How you gonna tell me what to do with my space? Still didn't find, and I still didn't find what I was looking for. I'm like, why are my toes so cold? And it's because my window's open. Um, we used to have an AC that fit nicely in the window, but it had a tube, so like it exhaust out the window, but didn't hang out the window. But it did cost us like $200. We ended up selling it to someone else who didn't have central AC either. They're so noisy too, the box fans. Hope we find something for a solution soon. All right, we got our green. Okay, here we go. Hope everybody's doing all right today. It's Tuesday, but it feels like Monday because yesterday I didn't stream because my motherboard needed a driver. Which is wild, right? What was funny is that like it needed a driver, but the last time we did it, we didn't like my partner downloaded the files but didn't put them in the right place. So that was fun realizing that. I think I'm gonna need a little bit more paper, but that's okay. We make like 4 of these, I think. By 4, I mean like 4 of these, like you see here. Excellent. Oh, yeah. So far, so good. Okay. Let's let that dry. I'll go back and ink it. In the meantime, though, let's make a theme. Now, how do you think we fold this and unfold it? The question for the ages. Well, first thing I'm gonna do is cut it up. Hmm. I can make a square. I learned how to make. Oh, 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 is it almost? I mean, almost. I think we can make that work, though. Yeah, I think we're gonna make that work. Now, flatten it out a bit. And then what we're gonna do is paint it. This black walnut paint I've made. Still got it. It's a whole jar full. Oh, use this big one. Oh, perfect. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's go set this aside and try and make another one. Good luck to me. What did I even do? I made a square. Okay. I'm gonna sort of just fold it up. Right? That won't work. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then this. Oops. I just be like this. Okay. And then. Mm. Yes, bitch. Yes, bitch. Nice. Ooh, whoopsies. Excellent. Very nice, right? Thank you, thank you. I'm taking a bow. All right, next we drink coffee. This is done. Yeah, for the most part, I'm gonna say it's done. Well, I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. Let me go get Dr. Fan Parker. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know, Seldor, do you get the sads when the seasons transition? I mean, I'm sad year round, but it's extra bad right now, and it's just getting used to it. You're still hot over there, I guess. I think Rotten Silverfins was talking about being in a Hawaiian shirt last week. I gotta be done by like 10:30 today. I have a date. Well, it's not really a date. You want to get coffee with a neighbor? I'm pretty hype about that. I'm not sure where we're gonna get coffee today. I think I might go to the Middle Eastern cafe that's nearby. Nano's woman that owns it is super cool. Look at these little cuties, right? Thanks for hanging out. I mean, I'm glad that you've been doing stuff for you. You know, I would always be like, you do you first. Have you made anything cool in Minecraft recently, or are you just still tending to your farm? You have such a snazzy house. You had a pretty sick village. The guys on the server are building factories, like Satisfactory, but in Minecraft. Man, yikes. I mean, I can only imagine. It's kind of cool that you can do that there, but also seems like a lot of work. We're reading this book right now called The Way of Kings, and we're not reading it. Burbs and I are listening to an audiobook. We usually have like a one book that we have going on whenever we get in the car. This one has been, it's by Brian Sanderson. So I don't know if anybody's familiar, but he's apparently really notorious for being wordy. Anyway, the story is pretty good. But we just got to the part where, like, there's a bunch of kings feuding and they're fighting over, like, money essentially. And then we meet one of these other, like, high lords. And he's like, I don't do any of that fighting for money. And the other person's like, well, what do you do? And he's like, I came up here to the war camp and I set up factories. Who do you think clothes people? Who do you think cooks for people? Who do you think grows the food? He was like, I stay out of fighting because I don't have to fight. I was like, damn. Smart. So it was like factory work, the epitome of a cooperative community. All right, let's cut these out and see how it looks. I need my fancy scissors. There they are. Quietly cutting away. Has anybody else been creative lately? Lob's been creative in Minecraft. I think they said they've been making some jewelry too, but I'm not sure. Do you make your cats jewelry? I could make my cats jewelry. I was just thinking about the other day how I've got to get a painting of Pearly just like Dean on the good paper. They'll become Bejeweled Divas and demand tuna only. This morning I fucked up. I put their wet food in the like part of the slow feeder that was meant for dry food. And so in their like schmear spot, I put one of those like little lickable treats for tuna because we can never get them to sit still long enough to do that. Check it out. Oh my God, let me go get some ribbons. Okay, so my nails are done in gel and polish. Do they look good? Because it was my first time doing gel. Gel nails. I gotta get some ribbon. Cute. Scissors, where'd they go? They were right here. Oh. Hmm. Finesse, finesse. Does everybody know how to do like a perfect bow? You make the bunny ears and then you tie them together. It's important you do the bunny ears first because that's what's gonna make your bow nice. And then two bunny ears and pull. All household bows, yeah. All right, you bastards. I mean, yeah, again, if you're asking about my nails, I did them myself. Not a pro, but also don't have 80 bucks. Hold your fingers like this. I'm gonna make a bow. Perfect. I want it to be tiny is my problem right now. That's voila. I'll have to like glue that on. It's so cute. Okay, there's one. I'm gonna take a little breaky break, go potty real quick, and we'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Or if you do go somewhere, I hope it's enjoyable for you. Okay, BRB. Hmm. We are back. Hi, how's it going out there? Um, like I said today, it's not going to be a very long stream because I have a few things I have to do with some people this morning. So, um, the point is that we're back on the horse and we're doing it. I promise I'm going to get back to a schedule and everything come November, but October's kind of been, you know? So, also, Lob, you never said whether or not it was Charlie. Is that the meme? I'm terrible at memes. I'm about as good at memes as I am with actors. So, not very good. Um, but it was cool you got to see it. It looked, I mean, imagine you must have dreamt up the memes because I didn't find any. Really? Okay, well, I am an influencer. Uh, and Scotland's the national animal is a unicorn? That's wild. Okay, but hold on. There was something I was going to show you. It's gone. I don't remember what it is. I'm going to cut these flowers out. It is more than 0 days that I look at flights to Europe. I told Lottie this the other day, and she was like, "Don't," because I've been looking at him to come to the States, and I was like, "Why would you do that? Why would you do that?" Let me turn this a little bit. Ah, yes, there we go. I know we haven't seen each other since we both left Wuhan and ended our contracts. I left out 2 weeks before she did, but we were the only two that came back after the pandemic to finish out a contract. Me personally, it was mostly to get my stuff, but then my phone ended up getting stolen, so like I lost a bunch of pictures anyways. Sometimes I think I'll go back to Wuhan and visit. And then other times it's like, well, if I go back, why wouldn't I go to places I didn't go before? Like I never went to the Great Wall. Oh, hang on. Okay, switch earbuds. So, like, I never went to the Great Wall, and I was in Guangzhou, which has like a really famous black market, but I was in Guangzhou quarantined, so I never got to see the black market. I did go to see some black markets, but yeah. We were supposed to go to Xi'an for Chinese New Year. I had my flight and hotel and everything booked. Um, yeah, so there's just like a lot of places if I went back, I'd be like, well, why wouldn't I go somewhere new first? And been really slowing down on my art because, like, I'm trying to, it's not a niche. It's just trying to figure out, like, what makes you so fucking special. Like, what's so special about you, bitch? Basically. But I really do want to like not buy as many things in my art. So like I end up scrapping a lot. And I want to make some more paper, but I'm not sure of the logistics of how to do that yet. So we ain't been making paper. We ain't been making paper. Sunrise over garage. It's pretty great. Okay, let's put this together. It's so cute. Gosh, gosh, it's so cute. Gosh. Yuck. Look at him. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Okay. Um, where are you gonna put these for now? In a book? Right. Last thing we're gonna do today is start on this Altarcitos. We may not finish it. So I found my pastels and a seed that I'm gonna throw out later today. You know, you gotta plant your seeds for winters. They're like bulbs. And then come spring, they'll sprout with care. Just gotta cover them up. Anyways, I got a lot of white. We're gonna see what we can do with this. Not a lot of primary colors, but we have a red, a yellow, and a blue. We'll see what we can do with that. This is written by Mike Deanata and illustrated by Gabriela Sanchez. I bought this at an art show, my first art show, actually, and somebody was giving this out, and I thought this would be really great to do around the holiday because I knew, well, I have an altar sort of. Basically, what I do for Halloween is that I bring out like old photos of people that have passed away. Um, but I don't keep them out year round. So I honor them all October by bringing them out, and they are the decoration for the month, right? So like tiny little picture frames of loved ones all around. So that's about as far as I get for an altar. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, this will be fun to do. So it's a zine. Soon we're gonna be working on my own zine, which is gonna be fun too. But just zines are booming right now. They're so creative and they're such a fun way to like share information with each other. So, anyways, will draw on, color, cut, fold, and tear it to transmute it, mute it into an altercito. Dotted lines where we should cut, solid lines where we fold. You fold to the right, you fold to the left, you fold up. We recommend you read the zine once before participating. See, we're doing that together. All right. So not only is it fun and interactive, it's educational. So, welcome. I'm the goddess of death. You may know me by my modern interpretation, La Carcina. I will be guiding you through this ritual as we transmute the scene into an altarcito. An altarcito is a commemorative space honoring and celebrating the lives of our ancestors and deceased loved ones. Some typos, but we're going to work with it in here. I'm going to assume their intent here is what I'm saying. Granted, I'm not familiar with this culture. I am just learning. So, an altarcito is a commemorative space honoring and celebrating the lives of ancestors and deceased loved ones. They're also spaces in which we remember the dead, inviting their passage through our homes. We invite our honored guests by making offerings to them to nourish and celebrate them in their journeys and afterlife, underworld, or in Nahal Mictlan. I'm not pronouncing these right. Let's start this ritual. Draw a flame on the wick of the candle to light it. Cut along the dotted line. Be sure to leave the margin of blank space alone. Okay. Let's do a flame. The great thing about the pastels is that, like, we're about to smear. It's gonna be fun. Can I just sort of? Oh yeah, sure. Wait. Okay. Let's cut it. Hi, Saxton. How's it going, bud? We're doing a little altercitozine. How how's your day been? Yeah. I am an excellent cutter with scissors. Excellent cutter of paper. Okay. See. Then we fold this over. That work? Okay. Look at the floating velita. Dia de Muertos, celebrated annually on November 2nd, is a day in a Mexican tradition to celebrate the dead. The glare on here is wicked right now. On this day, the veil or the boundary between the realms of the living and the dead are at its thinnest, and we use this moment to honor our dead ancestors, who we call guests of honor. Importantly, ancestors can include blood relatives. They can also be people who we realize we have forged legacy trajectories of which we are a part. That makes sense. Oh, wait. Saxon, did you resubscribe? I didn't see that. Wow. What a jerk. 19 months for one. Also, I didn't see it until now. Thank you. Damn. Well, this page is intentionally upside down. All right. Orient the zine so you can read this text properly. Calaveras are symbols used to represent guests of honor in the afterlife. Sometimes they are sculpted and decorated using sugar to symbolize the sweetness of our ancestor brought in our lives. A calavera is often decorated to reflect the guest of honor. Perhaps there's a style of clothing they usually wore, or a hat they loved, or they enjoyed playing the guitar. When designing a calavera, draw inspiration from your guest of honor. Okay, so I've already decided that, like, I'm gonna make this little altarcita for Poops. Poops the dog. And Cadillac the cat. Mostly because the other day, earlier this week or last week, I can't remember, Dean was playing with, like, not playing with, he was just sniffing the two vials that we have of their fur. And so, like, I opened up the cork of both of them and was just like, yeah, come say hi. Like, he wasn't interested in playing, he just knew it smelled different. So he went and sniffed the old pet fur and then mind his business. And I was just like, I had such a thought, like, I just had such a moment of being like, I introduced my new baby to my old baby. Dean's such a sweet boy. He's so sweet. But yeah, so I've already decided that, like, I'm gonna make this for them, so I can sit it next to their little vials and stuff. So both the cats like to sleep, or both animals like to sleep. So I think I'm gonna do like a little moon crescent shape, maybe. So we need to do, like, I need to put glue here and then put sugar on it. So we will just sketch it for now, and then we'll do that in the kitchen later, where it's not a mess. Yeah, there we go. So it's just a little moon and a star. In the frame below, draw a calavera representing one of your guests of honor. Second frame will be provided on page 15. Consider how they inspire you, what they taught you, and what you admire about them to influence this portrait of them as a calavera. When you are finished, cut along the dotted lines. Then use the border of the page as your margin. Fold the portrait upwards so it is placed on your altarcito. Okay. Papel picado is a decoration placed upon altarcitos. They are traditionally made by cutting intricate details into colorful tissue paper and then stringing them together. Color the squares below and cut them out. Play with folding and cutting your squares to create interesting patterns to adorn your altarcito. The designs cut into the fine paper symbolize the fragility of life. The designs created through folds and cuts further underscore the concept of liminality, the in-between. Wow. As you cut, consider the delicacy of life. One wrong cut and your pattern is altered. When you are finished, you will glue them onto your altarcito on pages 11 and 12. What's a celebration without comida? Foods are an important inclusion on your altarcito. Food serves as offerings to our guests of honor to nourish them on their journey in the afterlife. It also reminds us to savor life, sabor de la vida, and the memories of our dearly departed. This is so cute. Think about what food your guests of honor. Draw them in empty plates. Traditional dishes. Okay, it's some bread. Both my boys loved bread. We're gonna do a loaf of bread. I need to make it bigger. We'll do that. And a dessert? More bread. More bread for dessert. Uh, I don't know, cake. Both of these are bread. Um, yeah, cake. All right, so this is our altarcito, and we're gonna write their names on it. Oops, the dog. Cadillac. Um, I'm also thinking about my friend, their Sundre. I think about him every year. His name was so wild. And I'm thinking of my great grandma Ruth. So that's who this altarcito is for. So here's some additional symbols. Reference courtesy of Podre River Public Library. Ofrendas can be made up of 2, 3, or 7 levels. 2 represent the division between Earth and the afterlife, I'm assuming. 3 represents sky, earth, and the other world. 7 are the most common and related 7 levels that a soul must traverse before reaching their final resting place. Salt is placed on a dish and is believed to protect the souls of the dead from earthly temptations. Water is sometimes placed on the altarcito to quench the thirst of the dead and strengthen them on their journey. Fire in the form of candles or torches are a symbol of love, and they act as guiding lights. A cross made out of a slaked lime is drawn on the ground under the altar. The shape originally represented 4 cardinal directions corresponding to 4 elements. A chalice with incense or copal, an aromatic tree resin used in indigenous ceremonies, is used to purify the souls of the dead and ward off evil spirits. Again, this comes from the Padre River Public Library. Okay. In this frame, draw a calavera representing your second guest of honor. Oh, I see. So, hairless dogs indigenous to Mexico are mythologized as psychopomps, guides between realms. One belief is that their assistance is required to cross a river in the underworld to reach the ending place. Ooh. And this is what I wanted to get to. Okay. So the idea is that at the end of this, it's going to be cut out to where here's my paper thing. I think the portraits are going to be up here. And then there's some other things to attach to this. But this is cute as hell. And then we'll go put this up. Ta-da! It'll stand up right. Ugh. We did it. I want to color these marigolds at the end. They're not marigolds. What did they call them? Yeah, they are marigolds. Anyways, hope everybody's having a decent Tuesday. A few things I want to do today. So I'm hoping my motivation stays with me. Does anybody else do anything fun for Halloween? Like put out altars? We're gonna smear this right up in just a second here. It's gonna be great. Use my finger. Fuck it. Shaky, shaky. Ooh. Color pencils would have worked better for sure, but I don't have any. And I asked my neighbors if I could borrow any, but people are out of town. Rubbing is hard work. That's what she said. And I can see the spaces here. space between the marigolds. All right, give this a shot. It's going to be so beautiful. Yes, bitch. This looks great. Thank you. Thank you. To get a Q-tip to get in the edges here. No, that works. One of the songs we just listened to sounded like Sayonara Wild Hearts. Sick. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's gonna do it for me, I think. Um, might be back later with some games, might not. Probably be on Discord for sure. Thanks for being here, Lob. Again, longer stream of art tomorrow. Actually, Saxton, I was gonna ask you if you could send me that picture of that bird you took because I was like, what a stunning little lad. I would love to paint him. So, I'll DM you. Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for the follow. I dual streamed on YouTube and nothing crashed and everything worked and yeah, just posted in bird porn. Perfect. Okay. Um, I want to fix something on the end screen, so bear with me. I'll go over here and talk to you for a bit. Because I made a thing to put on the thing, you know? Okay. And then what I want to do is add a slideshow. And then add the files. Look at that. Ah, that one part is really hard to read, I'll say. Bird porn posted. Perfect. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow for sure. Okay, I need to fix the handwriting in that middle there is not so clear, but I can fix that. That offline one's perfect. Okay. Let's find someone to read. Love y'all. Mean it. And I hope you have a decent day. And if somebody tries to give you grief, you let me know. And I will just fight them. I will just straight up fight them. Yeah, let's go see TC. All right. Copy the raid message if you'd like. Go say hello to TC. They're really awesome. Goodbye.